This video is created with the support of a PhD in dietology and will be dedicated to fruit. We will discuss which fruits are the healthiest and which are the most harmful and why. Following our good tradition, we will rank the fruits. There will be 10 places in total. Of course, we can't cover all the fruits that exist in the world, but I think you will understand the logic of the reasoning. And you can place some fruits in this ranking yourself. If you want to become a master of your health, hit like and let's get started. The 10th place goes to grapes. Why? Because they have the highest content of fructose and glucose per 100 grams of the product. And for this reason, many people, when they eat grapes, especially when you eat a lot of grapes, experience discomfort. This is related to the excessive amount of fructose you consume. And I have mentioned in countless previous videos that our body cannot process an infinite amount of fructose because it causes bloating and gas formation, excessive growth of conditionally pathogenic flora. And it is with grapes that you can determine your tolerance to fructose. By the way, a comprehensive video about fructose has recently been released on my channel. The link is in the description. Let's continue. Understandably, we shouldn't eat a kilogram, but if you ate a bunch and experienced bloating and gas formation, it means that your gastrointestinal tract, especially the intestine, is not ready to process a large amount of fructose. But we exactly distribute fruits based on the amount of fructose, sucrose, and glucose they contain, as excessive consumption will bring you more harm than good. Despite the fact that almost every fruit contains various vitamins, minerals, and microelements, for the same reasons, we also place watermelon and cherry in the 10th place. And I know that many of you love to eat cherries by the kilogram in the summer, afterward experiencing discomfort, and you also see that after you have eaten cherries, your stomach bloats. And many think that this is normal, but it's not. When you eat a large amount of these fruits, or for example, many of us like to eat half a watermelon. Although essentially, watermelon is water with a large amount of sugar. Among other fruits and berries, watermelon contains the minimum amount of nutrients. So, watermelon and cherry, also with excessive consumption, cause discomfort, bloating, gas formation. This does not mean that this is the norm when consuming these fruits. This means that if you eat grapes, cherry, or watermelon, you should eat them in very limited quantities, for example, 100 minus 200 grams. Is it normal to often go to the bathroom after eating watermelon? Yes, because it's water. It's a large amount of water, and just as a watermelon diet is very bad, and never, for example, if there are stones in the kidneys and it's advised to eat watermelons, I think that's very bad. Why? Because excessive consumption of fructose in case of kidney problems will categorically harm the body. Therefore, when we talk about kidney problems, we are talking about restoring metabolism, primarily about homocysteine, secondly, but by no means a watermelon diet. In 9th place, we have the banana. Naturally, bananas contain a significant amount of potassium, as everyone likes to point out. However, from the video about the most beneficial vegetables, we know that zucchini also contains a significant amount of potassium. Therefore, instead of a banana, you can opt for zucchini, among others, and in fact, many fruits contain potassium in their composition. But bananas contain a large amount of starch, which is used by nutritional healing systems for health restoration. I know that bananas are included in many nutritional healing protocols due to their high starch and sugar content. Thus, overall, eating a banana is not harmful. But if you have an excessive fungal growth, excessive bacterial growth, if you have thrush, candidiasis, then, of course, bananas are excluded at that moment. That's precisely why it occupies the 9th place. In general, if you eat fruits and experience problems in your digestive system, it could be not just bloating, gas formation, but also discomfort in the pancreatic area. This means that something is wrong with your gastrointestinal tract, and it needs to be addressed. Generally, a healthy person should not experience any discomfort when consuming fruits in moderation. In 8th place, we have apples and pears. Indeed, despite containing fiber, they also have a high content of flavonoids, which are primarily found in the skin of apples and pears. Apples are also rich in pectin, vitamin C, and potassium. However, there's a catch: the ratio of glucose to fructose in each fruit. Ideally, If you become interested in this and look into the content of these substances in fruits, the most beneficial ones are those where the ratio of glucose to fructose is approximately equal. For example, 4 grams of glucose and 4 grams of fructose per 100 grams of product. In the case of apples and pears, there's more fructose than glucose, which is problematic because fructose cannot be absorbed due to there being less glucose than fructose. It's a complex biochemical process. Plus, of course, let's emphasize that if these are apples and pears, we could rank them higher. However, when it's off-season, winter, and apples and pears are imported from different countries, unfortunately, they are treated with various chemicals. Therefore, globally, due to a large number of characteristics, we've placed them in 8th place. In 7th place is the persimmon. Overall, it is indeed a beneficial fruit, as are all the others. And it's important now to mention all fruits with an orange color. These fruits are beneficial because they contain carotenoids, which are plant-based vitamin A. Specifically, these include lutein, zeaxanthin, and lycopene, carotenoids that have a favorable effect on our vision. The only catch is that, due to genetics, carotenoids are not absorbed by everyone. To find out how beneficial orange fruits and vegetables are for you, it's necessary to know your genetic ability to absorb vitamin A, meaning, if vitamin A of animal origin, for example, in the form of fish oil, is absorbed by everyone at 100%, we cannot say the same for plant-based vitamin A, carotenoids. Therefore, if you notice that after eating persimmon or pumpkin, your palms and soles, or the ardatov area, have turned yellow, it's the first sign that carotene is poorly absorbed in your body. However, overall, orange fruits and vegetables are very beneficial due to the presence of carotenoids in their composition. Nevertheless, persimmon did not rise higher in the ranking due to its high fructose content. You can eat persimmon, it's beneficial, but only 1 piece per day. In 6th place are apricots and peaches. They too possess an orange color, and as we've already discovered, their composition contains carotenoids, but they are better than persimmons because they have the minimal amount of fructose in their composition. They are not as sweet and contain a large amount of fiber. Naturally, apricots are more beneficial than peaches or nectarines due to being less sweet. However, overall, in terms of the content of nutrients, vitamins, and trace elements, they are equivalent. In 5th place, we have orange and kiwi. We group them together because they contain a significant amount of vitamin C, though not as much as in greens and bell peppers. They contain fiber, potassium, and other microelements, but not in as large quantities. They are indeed very safe, and it's unlikely you'll eat many, but they still contain fructose and sucrose. So limit yourself to 1 piece a day. By the way, drinking orange juice is the worst thing you can do for your health, and it's a myth. This image is imposed on us when we see orange juice, and health comes to mind. However, for health, it's just a high fructose bomb, and this applies to all fruit juices. When you drink apple juice, orange juice, mixing them together. Why? Because to make 1 glass of juice, we need an average of 3-4 fruits, and you get a pure amount of fructose from 3-4 fruits, but without the fiber, dietary fibers, or water, which are directly contained in the fruit in large quantities. You're just drinking a nuclear fruit bomb, so anyone with pancreatic problems, insulin resistance, or microbiome disorders is strictly forbidden to drink fruit juices. And under no circumstances should we drink fruit juice on an empty stomach. In 4th place, we have pineapple. And, of course, there's this myth. If you eat pineapple, you will lose weight. Obviously, this is not true. You cannot simply eat a sweet fruit and lose weight just like that. Indeed, pineapple is sweet, but it does not have a very high amount of fructose. But why does it rank so high? Because it contains digestive enzymes, such as bromelain. Naturally, the weight loss myth arose from the presence of this enzyme because bromelain helps break down food. You should understand that yes, it aids digestion very well if you consume it about 15 minutes before a meal, but not half a pineapple, just 1 piece. Now, we are opening our top 3. In 3rd place is pomegranate. Pomegranate is indeed beneficial, but its benefits come from the content of phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, minerals that strengthen, among other things, the walls of our vessels and help our circulation. In light of recent events related to COVID-19, which often damages the epithelial layer and the walls of vessels, it's important to understand that pomegranate and its seeds greatly aid in their recovery. You should not spit out pomegranate seeds. They need to be chewed to release this wonderful substance that restores the inner lining of the vessels. Also, it's important to mention that pomegranate juice is not recommended. Why? Because pomegranate still contains a significantly high amount of fructose. Therefore, you should not consume it in large quantities, and making fruit juices from pomegranate is also not advised. And of course, pomegranate also contains vitamin C. Therefore, in the winter season, it is an excellent fruit option. Does pomegranate help with anemia? Iron is contained in the peel and seeds, and as we already know from previous videos, there is heme and non-heme iron. Non-heme iron, which is found in plant products, is absorbed only by 5–10% in our body, and it's a huge myth that pomegranate increases the level of hemoglobin. In second place, we have lemon, lime, grapefruit, and of course, in the general sense, they are not considered fruits as we are accustomed to, because they are bitter. But you don't know our first place yet. Therefore, of course, due to their very low content of glucose, fructose, and due to their high content of vitamin C, vitamin K, these sour fruits are extremely beneficial. And in principle, grapefruit is also that fruit which is allowed in almost every therapeutic diet. Thus, we can also include pomelo here. And of course, lemon. And I think you already know from previous videos why I love it, because due to citric acid, it increases the acidity of gastric juice, which is what we need, as unfortunately, it is low in most people. And because of this, we experience unpleasant symptoms such as heartburn, belching, heaviness in the stomach. We have gastroesophageal reflux disease. But besides the fact that lemon increases the level of stomach acid, it creates an alkaline environment in the intestine thanks to the biochemical process, the Krebs cycle. And it has two beneficial properties. It increases acidity in the stomach and creates an alkaline environment in the intestine. These two factors are necessary for a healthy digestive system. Yes, I always, and my family always, if we drink water at home, it always contains slices of lemon. If there are problems with enamel, many say they feel the effect from the lemon. You can always drink this water through a straw. But in general, it's a super healthy habit to drink water with lemon to constantly maintain a normal level of acidity. Generally, if you experience discomfort from drinking water with lemon, the lemon is not to blame here, but the condition of your mucosa. This means that the mucosa of your esophagus and stomach is irritated, and that's why you cannot drink it. Yes, lemon itself is not the culprit here. It is not harmful. It's just the condition of the mucosa that needs to be restored. And finally, our first place and our wonderful winners. Many will be surprised now. Actually, these are my most favorite fruits. They are papaya, avocado, and olives. Yes, you might not have known, but olives are considered fruits. They are the fruits of the olive tree, Olea europea, and belong to the category of stone fruits, as inside each olive is a single hard seed, or stone. And let's start with papaya. What makes papaya beneficial? Papaya contains papain, a wonderful digestive enzyme that is included in most nutraceuticals. Moreover, papaya is not sweet. It is recommended to be eaten about 15–20 minutes before a meal to prepare your gastrointestinal tract for the main intake of food. Avocado and olives. Yes, they are also fruits, and naturally, their superpower lies in the fact that they contain a large amount of fats. They contain practically no carbohydrates. At the same time, they contain vitamin E, vitamin K2, practically all fat-soluble vitamins, and they also contain wonderful fatty acids, for example, oleic, stearic acids, which help in the restoration of the microbiome and the growth of beneficial bacteria. Therefore, yes, in first place we have such fruits that contain a large amount of fats. Olives are sold in cans. It is important to check the composition to ensure it is simple. For example, water, salt, at most citric acid, and nothing more. That is, there should not be any unnecessary chemical preservatives in a large amount. Now, Supermarkets offer a very wide selection of olives with good composition and quality. Now, let's briefly talk about dried fruits. Their benefits are often overstated. Why? Because regular fruits contain fiber and water, which dilute the concentration of glucose, sucrose, and fructose. However, when you switch to dried or dehydrated fruits, the situation changes. Even a small amount of such fruits contains less fiber, but the concentration of fructose, sucrose, and glucose in them is significantly higher compared to fresh fruits. As a result, all dried fruits have a high insulin index. Thus, when people try to replace sweets with dried fruits, constantly consuming them throughout the day, they wonder why they can't lose weight. The reason is that such a diet leads to a constant increase in blood sugar levels. The same applies to compotes made from dried fruits. Boiling dried fruits in water leads to the extraction of all sugars into the water, while all nutrients are destroyed during the boiling process. As a result, you're just drinking sweet water, thinking you're consuming a healthy compote made from dried fruits, rich in nutrients. Returning to the main point, for healthy eating, it is preferable to choose whole fruits and vegetables. Although dried fruits and compotes may seem like an attractive choice, vegetables have much greater nutritional value compared to fruits, especially compared to dried fruits. And if we talk about berries, bush berries, such as blueberries or raspberries, are even more beneficial than most fruits, thanks to their high antioxidant content and low sugar content. You'll find more information on this topic on our channel. Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.